Art of Relationships radio show is copyrighted. No one is to use any part of the show without express written consent from myself, Greg Dzinski, or the Art of Relationships. Thank you.
Welcome to the Art of Relationships radio show. Licensed relationship and sex counselor Greg Dzinski will cover crucial elements in rebuilding emotional and physical intimacy. Plus, help in reigniting the passion in your romantic relationships. Single people, don't feel left out. This show is also you in promoting confidence and self-love. Greg promises that this show is for you and to help listeners become more fulfilled, healthier, and happier in your relationship and lives. Live calls and chats are very welcome in helping you with your challenges. There will be an end to those tit-for-tat arguments. Greg gets to the root of couples' challenges in a rapid, matter-of-fact format, plus applies compassion and humor. Join in discovering how to improve your romantic relationship and your own life. Listen, laugh, and climax. Greg is a licensed professional counselor in the state of Michigan, though to most, he's known as Detroit's love guru.
Hey, everybody. Everybody here? Woohoo! Wide awake here. Excuse me. As my voice is hopefully won't crack and will be okay for the rest of the evening. This is Hump Night Wednesday. Another beautiful day in downtown Detroit. This is the Art of Relationships radio show, and I hope everybody's doing okay. We have sort of a fun show this evening. It seems like, oh my God, it seems like I'm a virgin on the radio again. I took last week off. I needed to get my bearings straight and sort of re-energize a little bit too. Hopefully everybody had a very safe, very peaceful, drama-free and loving, Memorial Day weekend. And again, I want to give thanks to our veterans out there, our current veterans, and of course, Memorial Day is the ones that have passed away. Also, for not only, the veterans, not to take away from them, of course, that gave their lives for this country, but for the ones that, our loved ones that have passed away too. It's also maybe a memorial to them as well, okay? So, hopefully everybody's doing okay this weekend. Everybody's safe and sound. We are going to be talking about sex. Woohoo! What else, right? The show's favorite subject matter. And I want to welcome a sponsor. Next two episodes will be sponsored by After Dark and their Infinity Max product line, okay? This is where you will find our full line of sexual health products, which I'm all for. I'm a huge advocate of those. If it needed, I should say. We are the new cornerstone for sexual health and wellness in the market today. Our patented and proprietary herbal supplements have been engineered to specifically help men and women over 35 enjoy sex well into past middle age. I'm all for even past older age. Our focus is blood flow, circulation, which is crucial, and also hormone production beyond our prime baby-making years, right? In our early, mid, maybe even late 20s now, okay? We are exclusively sold online at infinimax.com. That is INFINI Max, MAX.com. Infimax. You can check out their product line, and a huge thank you and welcome sponsor to the Art of Relationships radio show. So check them out, Infimax.com. And what else I want to throw out there? With herbal supplements, and we're going to talk about, there are some fake ones, there are some good ones out there. We're going to talk about this, but which is cool about this company, a lot of people just center, of course, on men, right? Men, maybe after a certain age, testosterone drastically decreases after the age, even 30, but 35, it drastically decreases, per year. They say even by 10% each year after 35. Exercise can take care of it, but there's also supplements out there. We hear about men all the time, Cialis, Viagra, all this stuff, but there's side effects, right? With herbal supplements, there's minimal side effects most of the time. Yohibi supplement for men, usually in men, you have to be careful of that because a lot of people can have a reaction to that. They get maybe jittery. They get, really antsy and everything. It's not a great feeling at all. So you have to be careful with that ingredient. But most supplements, they're focused on men, which is really cool about, After Dark's Infinity Max products is they're also geared towards women too, and with hormonal balances. We know, women, even, when you get in your mid-40s, typically, there's always exception to this, mid-40s, late 40s, you're going to get into maybe premenopause stage where you might get the mood swings, the sweats. You might have a decrease in your sex drive because of all these facets. And also, your ovaries are no longer producing eggs and your estrogen levels get depleted, which can cause a lot of problems. Now, dealing with, a lot of couples, everything, even post-menopause, a lot of women want to enjoy sex. So, what do, right? You get the lube because you might have problems with lubrication and everything. So you might want to lube it up. But now there's, maybe products out there that's going to help you, and you want them safe, right? You have to do your research, make sure they're scientifically, proven to help these symptoms, okay? But check out, like I said, sponsor of the show, go to infinimax.com. It's After Dark's product line to help supplement, to get the vigor back in your sex life for both men and women. Who wouldn't love that, right? I would love that. Woohoo! Princess, we got people in the house on the live chat. Welcome, Princess Fu and Cynthia as well. Welcome. Why is my pointer not allowing me to go on the live chat? Hold on. Anyways, I posted everything, or I thought I did. Here we go. I have no idea why it would not let me go on there. But anyways, I'm going to go on there and welcome Princess Fu, longtime listener. There we go. And Cynthia. And we're going to talk about, maybe sex. I love sex anyway. Then the two individuals on live chat, you can join them too. It'll be anonymous. I'm not going to mention your name unless you give me permission, like Cynthia, Princess Fu, longtime listeners of the show, gave me permission to use their names a long time ago. So if you're on live chat, I'm not going to mention your name without your permission, okay? I respect your privacy. I respect your confidentiality, if you will. Same thing. You go to Spreaker.com. Okay, type in Greg Dudzinski. That's the easiest way to find it. GregDudzinski. And you can go in and check it out. Join the live chat. Listen to the show as well. Well, you wouldn't hear that if you're not listening to the show already. But you go in there, hit the little chat icon. You can find it. Join us in live chat or Spreaker.com/user/Greg Dudzinski, my name. And you can join live chat. We'd love to have you. I'd love to hear your insights. The show, the Art of Relationships radio show, as always, it's about you out there to help build not only your relationship, the passion, intimacy levels, emotional, physical in your relationships, but also as an individual, even for the single people out there, okay? And you can give me a call too, okay? I'd love to hear your questions, your comments, your feedback. Any questions you have that I can help, might you look at it this way. You call me in or ask questions on live chat, I bet you that there's a lot of people out there listening that maybe are shy or afraid to ask that same question. So give me a call, 313-614-9498. And quick question, those people that are over 35, and this can go for even, individuals younger than 35. So because I mentioned that for sex for over 35, don't turn that dial, people. Don't turn off the show. Not at all. And you look at what changes with their. Princess Fu mentioned, I don't want him to need a pill. It's hard not to take it personally. You know what, Princess Fu? We talk about this. It's just the natural body, with male, let's face it. The one thing that helps get us hard, that gets us gets the hard firmness of the boner, if you will. I can say that because no FCC regulations here. So you got a hard-on, right? You got a boner. Well, women get hard-ons too, right? Their clitoris engorges with bloods. It's like a mini hard-on. How many people call that? How many women out there would like to maybe talk to their man and say, oh my God, you get me so hard? Then, oh my God, that's not right. Then think about it though. They do. The clitoris engorges in blood. It gets hard, like a stiffy. A mini boner. And, oh boy. And that'd be hilarious. Don't even ask where I come up with this stuff. I don't even think about this stuff, during the day or maybe once in a while, but I don't plan. I don't have a script for the show, but you do. Anyways, testosterone's a huge component with men, sexual desire, and also the firmness of the penis, right? So a big time, when Fu says that, you know what? Are you going to take a pill, say for high blood pressure? Maybe you have cholesterol issues. You have maybe diabetes and you need insulin. All these people are willing to take that, but it seems like when you need a pill, gentlemen out there, and I dealt with, oh my God, hundreds, thousands of men over the years that, they have an issue. Greg, you know what? I'm 50 years old. I don't want to have to take a pill. It hits the ego. And I describe this to them. I give this analogy. If you're on blood pressure medication, if you're on cholesterol medication, you're taking it. Why? Because you might need it, right? I get it. It hits your ego when it comes to the sexual organs, if you will. But you take it from that aspect. It doesn't mean anything else. You have cancer. Are you going to get chemo? Are you going to get, chemo, radiation treatment, surgery, whatever? Most people, yeah. But when it comes to your sex life and it comes to your pride and your ego, a lot of people have an issue with this. When it comes up to, oh my God, I got to take this. I'm not man enough. I'm not, like Princess Fu just mentioned, which is a good analogy, which a lot of women out there, if they're gentlemen, has to maybe use Cialis. And if it is needed, that's where the herbal supplements come from, that maybe you can, check out Infinimax, INFINI max.com. And there's, that, and I'm sure there's, you look at the ingredients, horny goat weed's going to be in there. You have all the long jack. There's all these ingredients, natural herbal ingredients that help with these aspects that maintain the firmness of the erection when the guy gets older or whatever. And why would you look at that as any different than taking, say you have allergy? Oh my God, I got allergies. I've had them since a kid. Pollen, grass, weeds, that type of stuff. And, I used to get allergy shots. I take, now I don't anymore, but allergy pills on a daily basis. It helps. So why wouldn't you take that? It seems like, the way society, the way we're raised, that we look at, what do we look at? It's wrong. Oh my God, I'm not man enough because I got to take this. I got to take this herbal supplement. Not at all. I look at if it's healthy for you. I don't want you to put anything in your body that is not healthy or that's going to cause a bunch of side effects, okay? So you look at it this way. If this helps me enjoy my sex life, enjoys, me being more firmer, my girlfriend, wife, who, whatever partner that you're with is going to enjoy that more. So put the pride away. It has nothing to do with you as a man. It has to do with the way maybe the aging process goes. And we're going to get into more avenues about maybe that can help you invigorate your sex life. And what about you ladies? Ooh, Cynthia, nice sex symbol on there. Hold on. Why? Cynthia in the live chat has a little logo. It's a sex logo. The guy's on his knees. Why isn't she on her knees, Cynthia, in your image? I'm all about the guys going down on his knees, too. Woohoo! I'm all about pleasing. But, you know what? Equal rights, baby. I'm all about the guy being down, so I guess your logo's okay. I'd love to hear you chime in on that with your smart-ass attitude. So join the chat, people. You can join in with the Spreaker app, or if you're going to Spreaker.com, type in Greg Dudzinski, GregDudzinski. You're going to go in there and you're going to see my ugly mug picture up there, and click on that, and it's going to give you, all the shows, recorded shows, and also the live show that we're doing right now. It's going to be Sex After 35 and other fun stuff. And there's going to be a red live button, I guess, and you'll be able to tell and listen to the show live, okay? Join us in the live chat. Yeah, Cynthia, I know you're always on your knees. Your husband is very happy, and I am jealous. No. I'm all about pleasing, too, and I want to be pleased. I want to be desired. And you look at the elements. You need to, sex after 35. You crack me up. It always hears about, the men maybe losing firmness and all this stuff. And Princess Fu brought up a while ago in the live chat. I know people can't see this, and that's where, when I reference this, I'm going to reference back. This is in the chat, and you'd be able to see this if you join the live chat. So don't be shy. I want to hear your questions, your comments, your insight. The Art of Relationships radio show, like I said, it is your show. It is about you, helping you out there, okay? Princess Fu, you mentioned in live chat, why do you think a lot more women have higher sex drives than men now? You know what, Fu? Where are these women at? No, I'm teasing. A lot of it has to do, we talk about, a lot of women have higher sex drives. I think the big thing, the social stigma is dissipated a lot. I'm not saying it's 100% gone, but it's dissipated a lot. One thing from a social standpoint, which hits on the emotional, psychological aspect of sex for women. Where women, right, it's okay for them to like sex, to initiate sex. Hell yeah, to be assertive with sex. I'm all for that, right? So, give me a call if you are like that. 313-614-9498. No. Oh, boy. Stop the smart-ass stuff, Greg. Anyways, so you have the psychological, emotional aspect that it's okay. You almost have permission. You do have permission. I'm all for it, that you like sex. The sexual revolution sort of hit that back in the 60s. Well, I wasn't back then. I read about it. But that's part of it, that women can enjoy sex and be okay with it. And that is, I think, Princess Fu, that has to be the biggest facet. Now, when you talk about not only women, they used to say women in their, hit their 30, their sexual prime 30, 35, whatever. I'm finding out that a lot of women, as you know, Princess Fu, in their 40s are, they're freaking loving sex. They're, a lot of it has to do with the stigma. You know what? Maybe they've had kids if they chose to have kids. So humility is out the window, right? You've had a kid, doctor, everybody's seen everything, having a kid, and you're actually more at ease as a person in who you are with yourself. It's not that women have more, what do I want to say, more horniness or more, sexual drive at that age, it's not from a physiological or biological stance. It's from an emotional and psychological stance. It's been my experience that they're okay, they love sex, it's okay, it feels good, and they want it more. And that comes to where women, I think, have maybe the higher sex drives as their 40s, whatever, 50s than men. And a lot of it, like I mentioned already, Princess Fu, has a lot to do with the low T, the testosterone, where I think it happens a lot where men get that. You might gain a little weight. Men do, women do, whatever, if you allow it. And sometimes we have no control over it, of course. But you have a lot more stuff going on. Maybe you're more apt, where men might have more apt high blood pressure, diabetes, and you've heard, you followed the show a long time, Princess Fu, to where these aspects in the medications can kill a gentleman's sex drive. Not only a gentleman, but can kill a woman's sex drive. But women tend to have, it's a rotten trick. Why can't we have a great, healthy sex drive together, right? For when we first meet until we die when we're 80, 90 years old, we still get it up, and we have a great sex life until we die. Is it possible? Yes. You know what? Can you, your man, oh, baby, I can't wait to break your hip tonight. No. Oh, was that wrong? No, I don't know. But that's part of it. I think the majority of it, Princess Fu, it is psychological, emotional, that you're free to enjoy sex, that you're okay. You have more confidence in yourself as a woman and being a sexual being. And men, they go down to, because of the depletion of testosterone. Sorry about the pause there. I had a brain fart. They have the depletion about the testosterone is the big issue. And not only that, like I said, if there are health concerns, we need to look at those aspects to where those are going to be contributing factors. High blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, because of the blood flow and everything, the genital regions can be diminished by those elements. Those are all contributing factors. And it also could be, stress, bills, all this aspects that we deal with, with a lot of men. But with women, it tends to be more of an emotional, psychological aspect where women sort of freely enjoy sex as they get older, which is, oh my God, phenomenal. Men tends to be more of a biological aspect. Does that make sense? And that's where the testosterone, where men need to get blood work done. You know what? I'm all about, a yearly checkup, whatever, to get blood work done, and that's usually recommended. But it's funny how even, when you get 40, even 50, maybe 40, 50 years old, we're men. I'm all about men getting blood work, and I know insurance might not cover it and all that, which is a crock. That's another show. But, even twice a month, because it's really, a lot of people don't look like a lot of things can happen in a year, and especially with an age, testosterone levels can diminish greatly within a year. That's where I recommend, even at 45 and above, to get maybe blood work done twice a year to check the elevations for testosterone levels, everything else to go on that. And men, you can take the supplements like I mentioned that are offered by Infinity Max, provided by After Dark. That, those aspects, and there's, horny goat weed, and these are all ingredients that are in this too. So there are supplements out there that are healthy, and they have minimal, if any, side effects, okay? And I mentioned about Yohibi is a plant form. Most herbals are plant form, but that's one I'm not a big fan of, because of, if that ingredient is in there, man, it might not make you feel good. You get the shakes, you get almost like a tingly sensations. And I'm not talking about a pleasurable, tingly sensation, people. I'm talking about a very annoying, almost like you frickin' want to run out of your skin tingling sensation. It's not a pleasurable feeling at all. So you got to be careful with that. So at that note, I'm going to take a little breather. Make sure you check out Infinimax.com. Again, that's INFINIMAX.com. They have a bunch of sexual health products. Check them out. And they're also for women, which is woohoo! Phenomenal, okay? So join the thousands that have already reinvented their age, sexual drive, sexual vigor, and sexual energy. Don't let age win or be an excuse anymore. There is definitely stuff you can do about that, okay? And they're a proud sponsor of the Art of Relationships radio show. Again, Infinimax.com. INFINIMAX.com. Check them out. And I'm going to take a short breather. This is the Art of Relationships radio show coming to you live. We'll be back in a few moments. Thank you.
You're listening to the Art of Relationships radio show on the Podcast Detroit Network.
Daddy, who your daddy? Who your daddy? Come on, big girl. Tell me who your daddy.
I got the right time, come on. Who's your daddy? Talk to me, mama. I think I know just what you want, but I still don't know who your daddy might Are you one of them kind with your lust look on? Are you one of them kind closer to your peace of mind? Living on the other side of the line. Well, come on, baby. Well, let's be funky. I got the right time. Come on. Who's your daddy? Talk to me, mama. I know just what you want, but I still don't know who your daddy might be.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is the Art of Relationships radio show. This is your host, Greg Dzinski, Detroit's Love Guru. So give me a shot. You can check out my website at, what is it? www.theartofrelationships.org. What else? Oh, that's it. Okay, www.theartofrelationshipsradioshow.com. And we're talking about sex. Talking about right before there, I think I had my mic on, and I talk about sexy, right? How many people like that word being called sexy? And if you are able to talk about that, sex after 35. We talk about a lot of, men with the issues about what do I want to say? We talk about the issues about testosterone, which is a huge component. As we age, we tend to get, maybe bigger, maybe more weight than we want to, which can kill our sex drives. And Princess Fu brought back up, a huge thing that, what's funny, Princess Fu? No one's here with me. I'm by myself. Princess Fu said, either someone is there distracting you or you are drinking. No, did I have a cocktail? I did have a cocktail down in Athens here in the bottom of, the main floor, first floor of the Penobscot building where my office is. But no, I've not been drinking. No, Cynthia, he's drinking. Yeah, no one's here to distract me, damn it. No. So we look at, when you talk about, and I want to get into later on what the other fun stuff of the show. I want to get into about verbalization. And I talk about that in my book. Ooh, give a plug. Sees that total connection going on that you look at, can you talk dirty? Is that, taboo? And I talked about this at other shows. Does that bother you? Does it talk that bad? No, I'm not drunk, Cynthia. I take that back. He's drunk. No, I am not drunk at all. I got distracted a little bit. Now, do you look at the elements to where overage at 35. Now I'm going to get back to the elements, okay? Sorry, I had somebody texting me a question, whatever, about the show. Give me a call, 313-614-9498. 313-614-9498. And Cynthia, no, I am not drunk. I can count backward. Well, you know what? I don't even think I can count backwards anyways. Looking at, testosterone with men tends to be biological. Right before the break, and sorry about the babbling and everything else, trying to do about 5 things at once, and I apologize for that, okay? Welcome back after the break, the Art of Relationships radio show, and it is sponsored by After Dark and their Infinity Max sexual health products, okay? You find them out at infinimax.com. That's INFINI max.com, okay? Check them out. Check out the products, both for men and women, which is very unique, and it's very cool that they offer products for women, not just for men, okay? Now, go on to the women. Women after 35, and Princess Fu brought this up, it tends that their sex drive kicks in. I don't think, and I don't believe women, are any, biologically, I don't know if they're any more horny than, say, when they're 35, are they any more horny than when a woman's 24, 25, 21, whatever, okay? It has nothing to do with the hormonal aspects. I truly believe, that it has to do with the psychological, emotional aspect. You might have grown up, sex, it's only supposed to be in a committed relationship. It's only supposed to be when you're married. All these social stigmas that are brought up. So I think those go out the window, right? Those go out the window so you free yourself more emotionally, psychologically about sex. So women, the main issue, Princess Fu, I'm always horny and I always have been. Yeah, I know you are. Which is, I give your husband a lot of props. But anyways, how many people would like their girlfriend or husband to be always horny for them? Woohoo! You know what? Me being single out there, would I want that? Would I want that? Yes, I want it all. I am selfish. No, not at all. I want, the craving, the feel craved and desired, of course, but I want that not only physically. Well, is that enough? No, I want the emotional connection too, that we get each other, the emotional connection as well with the sexual craving, enticing, that we just want to devour each other sexually. So, the main aspect, after 35 with women, they're more freer psychologically, emotionally. I think they're not worried about as much stuff. Am I going to be called a slut, a whore? Which, you know what? It shouldn't be double-sided. It shouldn't be a bunch of hypocrisy, man versus women type of thing. Not at all. Throw that stigma out the window. And I think a lot of that has gone out the window, like I mentioned before the break, where women are able to be more freer sexually. They're able to enjoy sex and not have this hang-up and stigma that it's wrong that they enjoy sex and they want sex and they can ask for it and be assertive for it, okay? So you look at those elements and you look at after 35 with women, that's where I think the elements come into. Now, when you're looking at the supplements I mentioned, from After Dark and Infinimax.com, the supplements for women, we look at that, women might have health issues too, right? And I'm going to get, usually if they're after 35, unfortunately, if a woman, say, younger, has endometriosis, okay, which is a very painful, very, it's a very difficult situation. So most women, after 35, they might not reach 35 before they have that taken care of, with a hysterectomy, okay? So those aspects might be taken care of after 35, so they might not have those symptoms anymore. But, with women, there could be issues with breast cancer. There could be, ovarian cancer, or those issues that can maybe they're going to kill a sex drive because of treatment, medication, whatever. And like I said, with men, women over, 30, you also have health concerns, right? But I'm talking the psychological, you're not maybe so worried about body image. You're not so worried about what people think if you like sex, if you talk about sex. Not at all. They're more confident, so they're more freer. They're more okay with their sexuality. That's where women come in after 35. Now, when you're getting more premenopausal aspects. Now we're talking where maybe more supplementation, herbal supplements and everything can come in, because now you're dealing with what? Vaginal dryness. Oh my God, he said vaginal. Yes, I did. Vaginal dryness. You are not as wet. That's good. That you're not as wet, as you do. You're not lubricating anymore because, your body, you're not producing eggs anymore. The estrogen levels are depleted. So what happens with, the urethral sponge and the Schleen's gland? And they're like, what the hell is Greg talking about? You know what? I'll get into the anatomy of the vaginal aspect. Actually, I think I did on a show before about the vaginal elements. The Schleen's gland is what, produces lubrication, and what a part lubrication. There's also glands in the vaginal area too, but most of them urethral sponge release anyways. We'll get into that another time. So that tends to dry up when women get older. It's the same thing when women are nervous, whatever. When they're nervous, they can't relax enough to be able to produce a lubrication. So when women, get older, that is probably the biggest issue that goes on. You have the estrogen depletion, and you also have vaginal dryness. Well, let's face it, women. I'm not a woman, right? I can imagine, though, that, with dry, can you imagine, guys, let me paint this picture for you. You go and you try to masturbate with sandpaper. There you go. How do you like that analogy? Guys listen to the show just frickin', I think, had a heart attack. They just turned it off. Oh my God, Greg, you had to mention that. No, when there's vaginal dryness, you get the skin-to-skin contact without any lubrication, whatever, that rubs a woman raw. Like, not to use an analogy that, men, you know what? Not that you're using 30 grit masturbate. Maybe it's more 200 grit sandpaper that if people are familiar with. You know, it's the more fine, you know, after the fine's finishing sanding. But it's like, you know, when women don't have the lubrication down, it's going to hurt. It's going to cause, you know, you're more apt to have vaginal tears, right? And actually, we'll get into that in a little bit too. When women age and they get, you know, premenopausal, postmenopausal, what happens to the lining, vaginal lining of the vagina? I had a brain person. The vaginal lining of the vagina, duh. That it thins, it, you know, weakens, so it's more apt to tear and cause irritation and everything from a, you know, biological aspect. Now I'm talking, like I said, the most aspect where women getting on food, Prince's food I mentioned before, that you know, it's emotional, psychological. Now I'm transitioning, you know, why women might be more sexual active, more horny, if you will, you know, after a certain age. And I talked about that, but now we're getting into where men tend to be more physiological, biological aspects, testosterone being probably the number one component, not to mention, you know, other maybe health conditions, heart disease, diabetes, blood pressure. Those tend to be the most common that can kill a man's sex drive. But now we're getting transitioned to the women with their health issues, and the, you know, as they age, get maybe premenopausal, postmenopausal, which is going to happen. I get it. You know, maybe 10, 15 years. Every woman's different. You know, after the 35 that the show topic is about. But there are some women that are premenopausal, even in their, you know, mid 30s. I knew somebody. They were right around 33, 32 at the time, and they were premenopausal. It's rare, but it does happen. So the biological aspect, thinning of the vaginal lining, right? And I mentioned the sandpaper element, which, you know what, guys, you don't want to masturbate with the sandpaper, do you? No. So you got to remember, lubrication is huge, and that's where, you know, water-based lubricants, if you're still using condoms, whatever, you got to use water-based lubricants. If you're not using water-based lubricants, then, one of my favorites, 100% pure grapeseed oil can help with that. A lot of vitamin E, olive oil too. It's got to be 100% organic, nothing added to it. Be careful, okay? That, you know, the vitamin E can help strengthen the vaginal lining for women when they're in this situation, okay? Not only that, the herbal supplements we talked about, you know, throughout the show, and the sponsor offers, infinimax.com, you know, provided by After Dark, that, you know, they can help with that. There's different elements and different herbal elements and aspects that can go ahead and help women, you know, to help with the lubrication, which is a big component, right? They can help with maybe stopping or ceasing or slowing down the thinning of the vaginal lining, where sex can be still pleasurable. It can still be energized and invigorating. And I'm all about pleasurable sex. You know, with me, I'm a man, and I'm like, if I'm having sex with my partner, I don't want her, I want her to hurt so good, baby, yeah. But I don't want her to be in pain where it hurts, man. That's a big turnoff. That's a huge turnoff, you know? So, and most guys, they're like me. Yeah, we want sex, but we don't want our, you know, girlfriends, our spouses to be in pain. And, you know, that can happen too, right? We also talk about, you know, sex after 35 and other fun stuff. It tends to be, and research upon research says the best sex is in long-term committed relationships. Now, it's got to be happy, right? If you're in a long-term relationship and it sucks and it's miserable and you are emotionally disconnected, you probably don't want to say sex. You don't want to have sex, right? You don't even want to think about it. And you look at those elements where you just say, you know what? Peace out. No, I'm not even thinking about it. You know what? I'm not even horny anymore, okay? So you look at those elements and you know the supplements can help. Again, they got to be proven effective. They got to be scientifically proven effective as provided by After Dark's InfiniMax line, okay? They got to be scientifically proven. And you want to make sure that you're not allergic to any of the herbal supplements. That is huge, right? And you want to make sure the side effects and everything, you want to make sure it's safe about all that aspect, okay? I want to make sure you give me, I want to hear people. People tend to be shy and they're afraid to give me a call. 313-614-9498. Cynthia on the live chat, you mentioned my husband always asks if the doctor screwed up my surgeries. I know you went through a lot, Cynthia, and I'm not going to divulge your private life in there. But you said, I'm still always horny and don't take hormones. Good for you. And that is awesome. A lot of people, a lot of women, if you look at, women that are on estrogen replacement therapy, right, or hormone replacement therapy, that's what it's called, but that's what you're looking at, the hormone replacement therapy aspect. And the risk at that, and that's where a lot of herbal supplements can help with those domains. And I talked about this a while ago, Black Cohosh as well. And look at, go to infinimax.com, check them out. Supplements for women that, where'd it go? I want to talk about that. They even talk about, here we go. For women, they even call, sensual formula, okay? Where they talk about fountain of youth for women, increases libido and sensitivity. Ooh, la la. Increases energy and endurance. That's for women. Maybe a lot of men want that. No. Women are saying, yeah, give it to men. My guy's a minute man. Okay. Reduces menstrual issues and symptoms, promotes healthy circulation, hormone production, organ function. Awesome. That's sensual formula for women. They also have a hormone balance for women, which is phenomenal, right? You don't hear this that much in a supplement, in an herbal supplement, all natural supplement, which is great. Proper balance of women's hormone levels, increases libido and endurance, rich in vitamin B12, right, for energy. That's great. Oh, women, you might get firmer breasts. Hair regrowth on your head. Yeah, I don't like hair regrowth on the vaginal region. Wait, was that too personal? And improved skin. Woohoo! Women love that, right? Alleviates, listen to this, women, the hormone balance from infinimax.com. Alleviates cramps, body pain, anxiety, and depression as well. Because what happens, they know in men, with testosterone depletion, men they lose their energy, they can become depressed, lethargic. And it could be related to testosterone aspects, right? The same thing for women when, estrogen depletion goes and hormonal imbalances, when you get in the night sweats and the cold sweats, hot flashes, all these aspects that, when you're reaching premenopausal, full-blown menopause, you're not in the mood to do anything. You don't even want to be touched. You want to be left alone. These can help, okay? So look into it, okay? I want to hear some questions. Come on, people. Give me a call. 313-614-9498. You can also give me, questions and everything as well in the live chat at Spreaker.com and search for my name, Greg Dudzinski, Dudzinski. Oh, that sounded way too high. Or download Spreaker's app. And I want to give a shout out to, like I said, another website, and it's actually a full-blown, getting to be a full-blown radio station, Detroit Heart Radio. That's Detroit Heart, H-E-A-R-T, as in your heart, radio.com. Check it out, DetroitHeartRadio.com. It's a sort of a makeshift station I have going on, and I'm looking for other, relationship, even addiction aspects that I can play their shows and podcasts on this station. And with the heart of Detroit, the resiliency, the love, and the dedication that the people have, and the love that the people have for Detroit, for their city, man, it's huge. And that's what the radio station represents. So check that out as well, DetroitHeartRadio.com, okay? Another shout out to my website. You can get a link to my book as well, ebook or hard copy, or not hard copy, paperback version at www.theartofrelationships.org. Okay, so check that out. My services here in Detroit, and I also can do Skype sessions and, where appropriate, telephone sessions too. It all depends on what the situation is and, ethical issues and what is deemed appropriate by myself, and also licensing guidelines too. Gotta adhere to them. Okay, now we talked about sex after 35. Hopefully that answered a bunch of your questions. Now, I want to get into how many people are, even after 35, you get this when you're 20, when you're 18, when you're 25, you still might be a little squeamish talking about what? Sex. What do you like? What do you dislike? Oh my God. Do you want to be licked here? Do you want to be sticked there? Do you want to be sucked there? Do you want to be kissed there? How many people are still shy? And I sort of call this sexual immaturity when you're afraid to talk about it. And I talk about, or maybe a better term instead of sexual immaturity, would a better term be sexual anxiety, that you're afraid to talk about it when you are at a certain age. I know Princess Fu, you mentioned no, not at all. Princess Fu, what's your topic? Do you like the term Princess Fu's in live chat? So do you want to hear, would you rather hear of sexual immaturity when it comes to this, or sexual anxiety when you have an angst or an issue about talking about your sexual needs, wants, especially to your partner? And say if you are over 35 and you still have these issues that you're afraid to talk. You like sex. Well, throw it out there. Your partner, your lover, they like sex, okay? They like sex. They enjoy sex. But they won't talk about it. They won't talk dirty to you. And I even talk about this in my book, Seize That Total Connection, Achieving the Emotional and Sexual Relationship You Crave. And I talk about this very topic. It doesn't matter on the age, to get you into the comfort zone. And it's incredible by doing this, by talking about your sexual needs and wants, desires, what you like, what you don't dislike. You know what, hon? I want you to pull my hair more. I want you to tug on my hair. I want you to spank my ass. I want you to lick me here, lick me there, whatever you want. That you're able to express this. And I want to know, there's two terms I'm playing with here. Is it sexual anxiety? Or is it sexual immaturity? Ooh. You know what? Can it go hand in hand? I'd love to hear people's feedback on this, those individuals on the live chat. I think it might be a little bit of both the anxiety, and it might be the taboo. And, maybe, again, I'm afraid to talk about it because that makes me like sex. Now we're going back to the emotional issues that, you have a hang-up. Sexual hang-up. Maybe there we go there. You have a sexual hang-up. You have emotional sexual immaturity or sexual anxiety. And Cynthia, you chimed in, on the live chat. I think it's more of an anxiety thing, mostly to do with upbringing and still the stigma around talking about sex. I agree, Cynthia. I think a lot of it has to do, and it could be, religious aspects, that sex is bad, dirty, you should only do it when you're married. all this stuff, and you don't talk about it. It's taboo. It's private. You better, keep it in the bedroom. But some people, they don't talk about it anywhere in the bedroom. They don't want to talk about it. So you're left, maybe your partner is left leaving, I have no clue what you like, what you want, or it's like hit or miss, and that's not fair to your partner. It's not fair to yourself. And what would it take for you to get over the sexual anxiety within yourself, number one, and within your relationship? You know what? I don't want any person, man, woman, doesn't matter, to keep doing something that your partner hates and you have no clue about. That's not fair, man. That's being dishonest, right? When you're allowing something that you don't like and it's still going on, and they're thinking you like it and you're okay with it, that's false, man. That's fake. And I think that's part of the sexual anxiety. And, talking about it's like a false mask. You're not being real. You're not being true to your partner. You're not being true to yourself. And I get the sexual anxiety aspect where the language, oh my God, I can't, you get people that swear. They'll say F-bomb, ass, swear, but, oh my God, heaven forbid I'll ever say, kiss my ass, or, I want you to suck my ass. I want you to lick my ass. I want you to lick me here, or lick my breasts, lick my tits. They get in the elements to where, oh my God, I can't talk about that. That's dirty. That's taboo. You know what? What would it take for you to get through those anxieties and look at the roadblocks to those situations to where, you can jazz it up, and it just opens up a whole repertoire for your sexual life and your sexual being, and how freeing that is. You know what? It's just exhilarating how you're able to talk and free yourself and not have those hang-ups about talking about sex, about anything else. And that's where, I help people in my office about those. And also, that's why I included in my book under its own chapter about being able to talk, sex talk, and about using dirty talk, talking dirty to me, I think is what I named it in the chapter, to where you're able to do that. And it doesn't mean you're a slut. It doesn't make you a bad person whatsoever. It makes you human. And it sort of intensifies the relationship. It's sort of cool how it works. And trust me, I'm not lying to you people how much this works. Not only everyone's assuming, right? It's the women that are afraid to talk this way. No, not at all. There's plenty of men out there as well that they're afraid to talk this way. Oh my God, I can't talk this way. She's the mother of my kids, right? She's my wife now. I can't talk that way. I need to be respectful. I need to be whatever, right? And it's like, really? She's still a sexual being. Ooh, right? Does she still want to be considered sexual after she's a mother? Is she still a woman? Does she still have sexual needs? I would hope so, right? Ooh, ask her, tell her. You know what? Maybe you're apprehensive as a man because you're thinking, ooh, right? It's this way, it's that way, and what do, right? And you need to sort of kick that to the curb a little bit. You need to kick that to the curb and get rid of those that it's bad, that it's dirty. Now, there's a difference between talking dirty and then being disrespectful. There's a huge difference, right? And I'm not saying everybody has their boundaries. You dictate those boundaries. You and your partner, you are the ones that dictate those boundaries, and, right, be respectful. Big time respectful, okay? Cynthia, you mentioned now, I also believe many individuals are clueless as to what they like and dislike because they don't know their own bodies. Exploring your body helps with understanding what turns you on, making it easier to talk to your partner. Cynthia, absolutely. And I did a show, I don't know if you were listening, or maybe you and John, you and your husband. I threw it out there. I'm sorry. That talk about this, very thing that women, they might be, they might be able to masturbate, but they don't ever want their partner to know it. Oh my, heaven forbid if they walk in on masturbating the private time. I get, you're entitled to your own private time, just like guys are. Absolutely. But, being able to do that, and if you don't know what feels good to you in your own body, ladies, men, you too. It's not just for ladies. And I'm glad Cynthia mentioned many individuals are clueless. I get that. And that's where it's fun exploring together. Ooh, to be open to exploring and to talk about it and be okay with that, okay? Okay, my voice is shot. I am going to say goodnight. Before I do, I want to give a huge thanks to Infinimax.com, sexual health supplements. Make sure you check them out, Infinimax.com. That's INFINI, max.com. Presented to you by After Dark. So check them out, okay? Herbal supplements, sexual health products, I should say, for both men and women. Check them out. They got a lot of cool products to help out, okay? Not overwhelming whatsoever, okay? So give them a shout. I want to thank the new listeners out there for tuning in to the Art of Relationships radio show, live every Wednesday, 9 p.m., Detroit time, Eastern time, okay? Everybody have an incredible night. And, have a happy hump night, people. Any questions, anything you want me to help with on the show, you're interested in me at a, counseling professional level to help you relationship, marriage difficulties, sexual dynamics, please. You can also give me a call, 313-614-9498. My website is www.theartofrelationships.org. Email, everything's on there as well. Check out at Facebook, Greg Dudzinski, DUDZINSKI, or one of my pages, Detroit's Love Guru. Check it out. Everybody have a nice night. Everyone be safe out there. Much peace and love to all. Take care.
You're listening to the Art of Relationships radio.